Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Chrome Tour golf ball from Callaway.
So we say hello to Fred Perpall, and thank you, Fred, for taking the time to join us today. When you look back on your first full year as president of the USGA, was it everything you expected it to be?
Well, good afternoon, Matt. Thank you for having me here. Boy, my first year as USGA president, first off, I would say it went by like a whirlwind, but it probably was a lot more than I expected, if I had to be honest. Looking back, it's hard, not to be so excited about the U.S. Open at Los Angeles Country Club. We got to bring the U.S. Open back to L.A. for the first time in 70 years and host it at Los Angeles Country Club for the first time. We got to take the U.S. Women's Open to Pebble Beach. And, wow, what a experience to put the women on the same venerable site that the men get to play and watch them hit the same shots. We certainly announced, our next steps on distance, which we hope will secure a better game of golf for the future. And, we updated the World Handicap system to promote shorter courses and to promote 9-hole rounds, as well as increase the portability of the handicap index worldwide. And the millions of people that play golf, we hope, will lean in on this new World Handicap system. So we had a lot of good things to get into, not the least of which was endowing the Walker and Curtis Cup so that they last forever, securing Ally as a partner for our Women's Open. And then we released a GS3 Smart Ball to help golf courses all over the country improve their putting surfaces. So we had a wonderful 2023, and, it was probably a little bit more than I expected during my first year as USGA president.
So when you run down that litany of accomplishments from the year that was, could you nail down the one? Is there one thing that you are the most proud of in the year that is surpassed?
I think for me, standing on the 18th green with my daughters and my wife at the U.S. Women's Open at Pebble Beach, understanding that it was very historic, for us to bring the Women's Open. We've talked a lot about equity and inclusion in the game of golf and increasing, sort of equity for our women. But to actually celebrate them and to put them on that same venerable stage was pretty special. And it was made more special giving the trophy away to a wonderful champion and having my daughters there with me. So that's probably something I will remember for the rest of my life.
That is very cool indeed, Fred. So for 2024, what initiatives can we look forward to from the USGA?
Well, 2024, we got off to bang a few weeks ago at our annual meeting. And no doubt in USGA land, all eyes are like peeled to Pinehurst. Not only are we excited, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Payne Stewart's historic win at Pinehurst, the U.S. Open at Pinehurst will actually be our 1,000th USGA championship.
Wow!
And so we will crown our 1,000th champion. Tiger Woods will be receiving the Bob Jones Award, and I had an opportunity to say hello to him a few days ago. And I myself have been inspired into golf from Tiger Woods, so it's going to be pretty cool to give one of the great champions that ever existed the Bob Jones Award at Pinehurst. And then we're opening Golf House Pinehurst and the USGA Experience during the week of the U.S. Open. So we got a lot of excitement around 2024 and the U.S. Open in Pinehurst. Look, we're pretty excited that the recreation game has been stronger than it's ever been. We anticipate another great year for all the millions who've joined the game of golf during COVID. And we have golf's opening round on April 15th, where people will begin posting for, the World Handicap system for the season. And with all the changes I mentioned earlier, we're pretty excited about that. So we got a lot of good stuff to celebrate in 2024. And I hope we'll get to talk a little bit about probably the biggest initiative we're rolling out in 2024 at the USGA, which is our U.S. National Development Team.
Well, you just led me perfectly to exactly where I wanted to go next with you, because I would like to know about the U.S. National Team and how things are coming together with that.
Yeah. Well, look, Matt, and I know you've been, a wonderful support of the USGA yourself personally, and certainly Golf Channel and NBC and all of our partnerships we love. But I think those of us involved with golf know that at the very beginning of golf, like when kids are really young, golf is very diverse. And then as we move through the elite path of golf, it gets less and less diverse. And part of that is the actual challenge and the resources that it takes, for kids to play golf. It just takes a lot of resources. And so we're hoping with our U.S. national development team, we could actually defray a lot of the cost, open up more pathways, and create more clarity for all those kids, regardless of where they come from and what their parents do for a living, that want to play elite golf. So in 2024, we're going to launch our junior national team. We'll have 6 to 8 boys and 6 to 8 girls, and our new team will be led by Chris Zambri, our head coach. Also, in the coming weeks, we're going to give, our first 50 grants. And these grants are meant to alleviate the burden of cost and all the barriers that come from playing, elite competitive golf during the summer. So our hope is to give $10,000 per kid to kids in need so that they are not restrained by, the resources it takes to play golf. We want to nurture every kid in this country who has a desire to play elite golf. And we hope that this new initiative, our U.S. National Development Team, will do that. And look, most of the kids who are not American that are playing elite golf throughout the world come from a national development program. It's just that the United States, we've never had one. And so our hope is by having this program, we give every American kid that wants to play great golf at the highest level the resources it takes to do so.
Yeah, Fred, that sounds very, very exciting. Another initiative that spoke to kind of reaching to different parts of the game that can be inspiring and talk about diversity and talk about the variety of things that you do. Let's go back to when you were chair of the USGA committee in 2021 with the Adaptive Open first being introduced then. It was later played for the first time in 2022 at the aforementioned Pinehurst. How proud are you now of what that championship has become and what it represents?
I mean, it's just, for me, it's a wow. I get the opportunity to watch these wonderful Americans play golf, and some of them have physical challenges and they have differences. But if you're not inspired just watching them play and the great shots that they're able to hit despite the physical challenges, it's just, for me, it's the most inspirational thing. And we know that one of the beautiful things about golf is what golf makes you into. And we want that to be available to every American, regardless of, whatever, challenges they face. And so for me, it's been a very inspirational thing. It's nice to watch now that we actually have to conduct qualifiers because of the demand for this championship that our state golf associations are helping us qualify, and our hope is that we continue to encourage and inspire as many people into this beautiful game of golf. And certainly the Adaptive Open is a big stake in the ground in that way.
You mentioned qualifying, Fred. I have to say the excitement's already building for qualifying getting underway just a few weeks down the road and getting ready for some national championships.
Yeah, well, for us, all of our championships, particularly our opens, but even our amateurs at every level, one of the things we pride ourselves on at the USGA is that our championships are open and they're open for all. And we think, and we want to conduct the most open championships in the world. That is almost part of the American spirit, that if you have the desire and if you have the ability and if you have the fortitude, you can play your way in. It's one of the great things we love about golf. It's the meritocracy. And so I can't wait to see how these fields unfold. And myself, for one, I'm excited as the weather turns and we get close to summer to see all of the drama that will unfold in our championships.
Fred, when you were elected to become president of the USGA, you immediately became historic. You became the first black president of the organization. How significant do you feel that fact is, and what message does it send as to the state of golf now and for the future?
Yeah. Matt, thank you for that. I mean, look, I've said at the very beginning, I'm very proud to be the first black president of the USGA. I'm proud for what it means for every kid in this country, but also every adult in this country that is wondering whether there's a place in golf for them. Look, my experience in golf has been amazing, mostly because who golf has put me with. And most of my mentors in golf have been, my seniors. They've been, just wonderful white guys that have welcomed me not only into their game, but have welcomed me into their life. The beautiful thing about golf is who golf puts you with. I know of nothing in this country, not the church, not the universities, not our schools, certainly not our politics, that brings us together in the way that golf can. When we share the game of golf and we share the fairways, we actually are making a commitment to share our lives. And that's the beautiful thing about golf. In golf, we're just one community. And I think we're at a time in our country where we need more ways to be together, more ways to put our arms around each other, and more ways to develop, intimacy and relationships across all boundaries. And so, yes, I'm proud to be the first Black president of the USGA, but I'm proud for what it represents in terms of the way we've tried to live our life, which is a life that is connected, a life that is joined. And as my good friend, I've got a good friend, Sam Reeves, loves to say, being together in the game of golf is the best part of golf. And together is always a wonderful place to be.
That's absolutely brilliant. And that phrase, together, perfectly leads me to my next question I wanted to ask you. You called it the recreational game. I look upon that as 99.99%. That part of the game is absolutely booming, and no small part of that is due to the efforts and the tutelage of the USGA. Yet the game at its highest competitive tier is something different. Do you see the dichotomy in that one side of the game is booming and one side of the game is kind of searching for its direction?
Yeah, Matt, well, look, in my home course at Trinity Forest, we get to spend a lot of time with professional golfers. And in my role as USGA president and before this as chairman of championships, I get to be around a lot of elite golfers, both amateur and professionals. And we certainly love and respect our professionals because they inspire all of us to desire to play more golf. And I've got great friends who are professional golfers. But look, if there were no professional golf, golf would still exist. If there were no professional golf, every Saturday, millions of people across our country and really across this planet would wake up and join their best friends to actually play golf and to be with each other. What we love about golf is what golf makes you into. It's the personal challenge. It's the connection to others. It's bathing in nature. It's all the goodness and integrity that comes from golf that it actually, gives you the opportunity to reinforce in your life. And so while professional golf may be going through some stress and turmoil, the game of golf and recreational golf, which is more than 99.9% of golf, has never been stronger in this country. According to the National Golf Foundation, 40 million people in the United States are playing golf or identify themselves as golfers. Off-site golf, like Topgolf and other forms of simulator golf, have given people a wonderful opportunity to test drive golf. And that is leading to more green grass golf. Last year in 23, we had more rounds of green grass golf than we've ever had. And this growth is being fueled by juniors, by women, and by people of color. It's the very people we've been asking to come to the game. And so at the USGA, we're spending a lot of time making sure that we actually fling the gates open and that we bear hug those people and that we make sure we continue to develop programs to let them know that they're absolutely welcomed and wanted in this great game.
I love it.
And so we hope that all of the issues at the professional game will be resolved and that we can find a way to be back together as one, group of golfers. But we also spend more time thinking about that little boy or girl who is interested in playing the game because we know this game can change their life in a very positive way.
Such a strong message of hope from the president of the USGA, Fred Perpall. Fred, last thing I want to ask you before we lose your company today is how can we help the USGA in your calling?
Well, Matt, I want to thank you for everything that you all are already doing and that you continue to do. You've been a wonderful partner in the sense that, showcasing our championships. We conduct these 15 national championships to give people an opportunity to see golf at the highest level, but to inspire more people in. I think we need to find ways to continue to talk up each other in golf and not talk at each other. And you guys are the gold standard of that. So continue all that you're doing to showcase golf at the best level, to make sure folks know that they're wanted and invited. And I can't wait to see you all out there in the world of golf. And I wanted to say thank you for giving us the platform just to describe a little bit about, what we're doing. And hopefully, as we continue to unify, showcase, govern, and advance this great game, it gets stronger and stronger, and it changes more and more lives.